Peace and Yah bless. Yah is a strong one. The strong one is Yah. He's the tree of life. He's the fountain of living waters. He's the spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to talk about a lot of different topics. So pay attention to what I'm saying. Very important what I'm going to present and say today. The only disclaimer I would say is, you can believe what you're hearing or you can dismiss it as false if you'd like to. Okay? We are celebrating Passover unleavened bread. It's April the 15th. Most of us who celebrated dealing with the month of April being the first month, even though we've heard from Yah that May is actually the first month, but we're dealing with the Gregorian calendar right now. So we have to go, from the Gregorian calendar and its dates. We don't try to deal with the moon because nobody knows what a new moon is. We don't deal with the solstice, you know what I mean? Or the vernal equinox or any of that stuff, okay? So, or the spring equinox, doesn't really matter, okay? So, anyway, without further ado, let's get to it. A lot going on in the world. What you guys are experiencing with your lockdown is, I would say, basically the absolute power of the elite, and actually showing you guys that, how easy it is for them to do that, and how under control the people actually really are. You know what I mean? In some ways, I would say it's a little bit shameful, but that's people. Most people are afraid to lose anything, so they wouldn't dare open their mouth to speak about anything true. You know what I mean? No matter what the consequences might be. All right. So, and they are really showing you picture frames of the future and what a future world could look like if Yah leaves things in the order that it is today. But we know that Yah's not going to do that. Okay, because the true children of Israel, the last government arm, has to return back to Israel. Okay, the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem and the strangers who cleave unto us and attach themselves to us, they will return with us too. Okay, of different nationalities and things like that. All that Yah allows to return. The one thing I would like to say most definitely, for me, as far as what happened with the people, I'm talking about during their, what people celebrate, what they call Easter and all that happened. That really should have, I would say, opened some eyes of a lot of people, even though I don't go to church. I'm just saying that for the people who do, and that's, what they hold fast to, they were able to, close up the churches even though church and state are supposed to be separated. Okay? They're supposed to be separate, separate entities. You know what I'm saying? But as you guys can see, you saw and witnessed what happened with that. They didn't even allow the people to actually, keep, whether it's right or wrong, right? They still didn't allow the people to go up in those churches during Easter. Now, there's a reason for that. Okay? And especially in the future, as we go closer into this 5G and robotics and all that stuff, because in the future, the way these elite have it, they would rather, people not go anywhere. Sit right at home and they can have the robot come on there and talk to you and you can worship the robot, okay? Etc., etc. You can pay your tithes through your very chip or whatever you got. All that kind of thing. Yeah, all this stuff plays in together, okay? Pharaoh. Because I'm bringing all this up because here's the main key right here. The Pharaoh of today. Knowing who that is and what that's all about. Okay? Because you have the same thing going as we had during the Exodus of Moses. We've pleaded. I've pleaded with Pharaoh. Hey, you gotta let the people go, man. You gotta let us return home. We have to go back. We have to get back to Israel. Naturally, Yah's hardening Pharaoh's heart for him not to let us go. As yet, right? because Yah begins performing miracles and, judgments against Pharaoh, which today, the new Egypt, so to say, I'm talking about, as far as symbolism is concerned, right? Even the pyramid on the back of the, U.S. dollar, it's the daughter of Babylon, okay? But it's the new Egypt, called the daughter of Babylon. It has a Pharaoh also, okay? So very, very, very important what's going on and what you guys are witnessing. But I'm talking about before, this is before the whole entire world, this whole thing. Every country on lockdown, right? Because they're afraid that the children of Israel, it's time for us to return. Well, we're going to return when Yah says it's for us to return. And like I said, we see it 2020. All this moving forward to the future stuff, I seriously doubt. Because the further it goes, the more advantage it gives, to them with this, these different variant programs and all that stuff. You know what I mean? The further we go into the future. So, and we know that the fourth kingdom, when it comes to its end, the fifth kingdom shall replace the fourth kingdom. The fifth kingdom is the kingdom of God on earth, with the third temple, the brand new city, the fountain of living waters, the age, being extended past 100 years, maybe even hundreds of years. All the great many things I've talked to you guys about. All the great promises of God that he has promised the people, because he himself will be on this earth. He himself will rule this earth. He's already ruling it. Okay? Now sometimes he does rule through the power elite, but he doesn't work through them for evil. Okay? Any evil they're doing on their own. All right? But yeah, I was very surprised to see that, when they wouldn't allow even the idolaters to go in and worship, their idolatry. So, because like I said, a lot of that, they're just running some tests right now to see, how people would react to that sort of thing. Okay? So this whole thing that they're doing, like I said, it's all a sham. You know what I mean? Basically, it's all a sham, but the key is to see how the populace would react to being locked down and, we got to give you a vaccine. You know what I mean? Because now they keep, going on about that. We haven't found a vaccine yet. Because their vaccine is going to be the installation of those very chips. I can guarantee you that. That's going to be their solution to that. Oh, everybody's got to get one. You can't go to work, or whatever the case is, or can't go to the market, or however they want to present it. I would say based on what they have written, over in their agenda called the New Testament. I told you that's an agenda. All right. And then I would say upon installation of those chips, then they can selectively get rid of whoever they want to get rid of. Okay. Told those very chips, very dangerous to put in your body. Okay. All you got to do is go ask God, man. Because a lot of people who so-called believe in God, they got these things installing, in their arm. It doesn't go in the hand, okay? It goes in the tricep. But anyway, so it's amazing how people, who say they believe in God would even do such a thing. Because even the people who read the NT, most of them, they ain't going for that. They read that NT, they feel like that's the so-called mark of the beast, right? Even though the NT is just an agenda. Okay? Well, see, they're trying to bring that agenda to life. Okay? Now let's scroll to Joe Biden, okay, and him being endorsed, okay, by Barack Obama. Now, if you notice, Joe Biden said he wants to choose a female. Okay? See, they don't want to get up off of this female thing, the black female thing. I don't know who his female running mate is going to be. I would assume somebody, Michelle Obama or, Kamala Harris, somebody connected to blackness, right? Because that's been their whole thing the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So then they probably would, move Joe Biden out of the way, then stick the black female over the United States. If they could get this agenda to work. But it's not going to work, because when you read Jeremiah 50:51, it tells you that, man, the king of Babylon, man. So it's going to be a man. Just as Bernie Sanders told you guys, it's going to be a man. And it's going to stay a man. Simple as that. Okay? Because what they wanted to do was put a female over the United States, and then if they could move me out of the way, which they're not going to be able to do, right? Because God is with me, all right? Then they would like to put a female over Israel. Not going to happen. Then you got, basically a female on both sides. See what I'm saying? Because females are what? Easily influenced, easily controlled by these top elite. Like puppets. Puppet master game. You know what I mean? Even though most of these men are under control too. That they have in here. But that's just a part of their agenda. A part of their plans. Okay? Not to mention the Georgia Guidestones. Okay? Now we showed you these Georgia Guidestones. Go read about it. Go study it. Read that. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. How can they get that done? Right? Through pandemics and wars. Okay? And then give you a vaccine to kill you. Or the very chip to kill you. Alright? That's what that's all about. These top elite, these are their plans. Okay? Yeah, the people that y'all adore so much. Okay? I'm talking about houses of Windsor, all there, man. All the way to the top. I've seen some of their quotes lately from, I think it was Prince William. Said he think there's too many people on the earth. The Most High, Yah, balances the animals and the people on the earth. It's not up to man to bring a balance to earth. The Most High knows exactly how many babies that he's going to allow to be born each day. He knows exactly how many deaths are going to occur each day. That's why he's God. If we would just let God handle his system instead of man trying to handle it, we'll all be better off. Okay? But that's the Georgia Guidestones. Go look it up, all right? Like I said, you don't have to believe anything I'm saying today on this video. All right? But these are just some of the plans that they have in their head that they like to try to bring about. However, we know most of it's not going to come about because Yah is going to judge the daughter of Babylon. He's going to judge the Zionists. Okay? And like it tells you, the Jewish women are going to be the last one standing over there in Israel. Okay? And their children. Right? Jeremiah 49, right? Verse 11. All right? Because it said what? Because she going what? She going to obey God. She going to obey God. The true God, not no black female or white female or whatever these elites, whatever kind of sick plans they got, or some robots talking. Very dangerous things to be doing. These elite. I mean, somewhere in here they gotta make peace, as Isaiah 27 says. The top of the triangle, they gotta make peace with Yah. Make peace with him, not keep trying to go against Yah. Okay? Because we read, people know about Isaiah 14, Lucifer, son of the morning, and his children, what Yah has already planned for them. So, sometimes you got to be wise. Be wise, elite. Some of these plans y'all got are bad plans, for the world. Okay? Because if you guys notice, and I'm going to say this, for me, since things repeat themselves, the new Nazis are the Chinese. And I'm not against the Chinese, okay? I'm just saying they're carrying out like Hitler. Because they're going up, they done bought up most of Africa, they're buying up a lot of things on this earth. They're building everything for themselves, for an empire for themselves to run. Basically be at the top of the world. And a lot of these other countries are kissing up to them because they have that money, right? At least today they do, because they got a judgment also, right? Because they got all that money, trying to wire in, hardwire themselves into this, this whole Chinese dream of them running the world. Once again, the new Nazis, right? Basically carrying out, Xi Jinping carrying out the same thing that Hitler was trying to do. Go in and capture the whole world, through all kinds of different means. Because if you notice, even over there in China, for those who've been looking, they're using the cell phones for their commerce. They're not using very chips. They're using the QR code. You go in anywhere, you scan the QR code with your phone. You can buy anything in China, whatever the case is, okay? Charges your account. No big deal, right? Okay? Same thing a credit card does, whatever, okay? All the same. So then what's the big rush on the very chips over here in America, because they're trying to. That's what this corona is all about. They're trying to rush that whole thing in. Okay, because they had a goal date of 2030 to try to chip the whole world. Then I heard a earlier date of October of 2020. See? Now do you guys see why they got you quarantined? Now do you see? Right before the presidential election. Now do you see? Open your eyes up. What I'm saying is very important. Now go do your own research. Like I said, don't listen to me. All right? But I'm a good counsel, and I'm here to counsel you all about these things. Okay? Now, for those who want to do that, chip program, that's up to you. But those things are very dangerous. Now, and they can kill you, and they can be used to kill you or eliminate you. Simple as that, okay? Now, check this out right here. For all those who were born, I would say, who are at least 40 years or at least 35 and up, you've heard about Jim Jones, that, crazy cult leader, white man back in the 60s, who killed all them people that were listening to him. Well, this is what these people with these very chips are not understanding, going over to Africa and Monrovia and all that, man. The same very thing is going to happen to you. Okay? And I'm talking about some people maybe even very close to me. That's what this thing's all about. They get a spokesman. It can be a woman. It can be a man. Send you over to these countries, wherever, sell you some type of lie that you can wear the David crown or whatever they're telling y'all. And at the time, when the time comes for the sacrifice, you done. That's that. And that's all I'm going to say on this. So you got to make a wise choice on what you're doing. Okay? But yeah, that's the Georgia Guidestones. Very, very serious, man. Very serious. You better read that. And then look at what's going on today and open your eyes up. Okay? With these new Nazi Chinese. Because America don't mind bowing down to the Chinese. Okay? Because they're in debt to the Chinese. Certain individuals that y'all looking at too, okay? Now, Jeremiah 51:50. Listen very close what the Most High tells, especially Israel. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember Yah afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. Okay, Black America? Okay? It is say let Africa come into your mind. It said let Jerusalem come into your mind. When Yah triggers the Exodus, let Jerusalem come into your mind, not anywhere else. So you shouldn't, if you're somewhere else right now, located in Africa, you're not supposed to be there. You have to wait on Yah. Okay? Because it's not going to be said that you delivered yourself. Yah has to deliver the bulk of the people. Now, if you went ahead of time and he still let you get there, well then, hey, blessings to you. But I highly doubt it. Okay? All right, especially if they've already chipped you. All right? Told you there's a certain reason behind that. All right? And all this female worship they want to bring in. Worship the black female. Man, it ain't going to happen. Okay? Like I said, a lot of these other females, they ain't going for that no way. They ain't speaking on it, but they ain't going to go for it anyway. So, they can make whatever plans they want to make. Great big old plans, the elite. But a lot of these things are not going to come about. Why? Because the Davidic prince has to take his place on the throne that's contracted, right? Contracted with God himself. That I've already shown you guys in earlier videos. I'm not going to go over that. But it's very important that you do what? Notice the word. You escape the sword. Well, what sword is it talking about? It isn't, and I don't think it's just talking about necessarily, nuclear arms. Okay? Those very chips. I told you, they actually really going to try to do that. All right? So that's escaping the sword, because that's a sword. Okay? It's an easy sword and an easy knockout blow. As I told you guys, the Chinese, they already tried that with the House of David. Okay? Chip them all, then knock them out all in one blow. Right? October the 27th, 2019. That was their date. And the power leader behind a lot of these things that y'all see smiling every day, that y'all adore so much. You'd be amazed what they do if you do some research, okay? Now, I'm not talking crazy. I'm just telling you facts. All right? Simple as that. Because this thing ain't really about them. Because that's really not their plan. Like I said, their plan is to try to get Joe Biden in office, overthrow Donald Trump or get rid of Donald Trump, however they want to do it. I hope he's listening, okay, through this corona situation, right? Which if they don't open up the American economy at some point soon, it's gonna have an action reaction now or later. Even if they open it back up, a lot of these companies still could go bankrupt. Okay? They still could go bankrupt. And then they blame it all on the president. And then you get some of these crazy, supremacy guys, whatever, black or white, right? Mad because they lost their job, and then their whole family and all their possessions, and here they come looking for the president, right? All right. So I hope he uses God's discernment and opens up the American economy immediately, okay, to save himself. I'm just going to be completely overt on this thing, not covert, but overt. All right, because these people they've done a lot of heinous things. You know what I mean? Didn't want the people to even go celebrate their idolatrous day of Easter. You know what I'm saying? When the people seen that should have opened a bunch of eyes up. I was surprised. I know people, because they want you guys to pop off. You know what I mean? And when you guys pop off, they're going to do what? They're going to have the martial law installed. Okay? They're trying to leave you guys inside just long enough for you guys to lose your minds. And then you lose your minds, you go ahead and start doing stuff. Then boom, we need martial law. You know what I mean? We need martial law in effect now. Okay? And then chip you. And then get rid of whoever they want to get rid of. Okay? So very pertinent what I'm saying. Because they're trying to get the people to, I'm talking about white people too. Not just blacks, but whites too. Because we know what happened in the Exodus. All right? Okay? What did he say? Kill the black male, but keep the black female. Okay? Think about that for a second. All you black men out there, listen to the sound of my voice. You're in trouble, man. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. But what did it say? He shall be saved out of it. Right? All right. Now, third temple. Let's get to that. And then the video's over. I've said enough to open you guys' eyes up to what's going on out here. And you better take heed to it. Okay? Because they ain't joking about that right there. It's not a game. It's not conspiracy theory. Okay? It's not conspiracy theory. Seems like it is, but it's not. All right, third temple. Only the true children of Israel can build the third temple or cause it to be built. It's not about the Rothschilds. It's not about the House of Windsor, the DuPonts, or anybody, or Warburgers, whoever, okay? It's not about them. It's about us building it, okay? Because this is what happened during the time of Ezra, right here, in the third book of Ezra. You see, this same thing occurred. I told you, things repeat themselves, right? King Solomon, right? Ecclesiastes, okay? Things repeat themselves, okay? But Zerubbabel and Jeshua, right? And the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel, said unto them, these guys that were trying to, come up and help us build the temple. So we said to them, look, it says, you have nothing to do with us to build the house of our God, okay? But we ourselves together will build unto Yah, right? The God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us, right? So very important that you go read the book of Ezra and you'll find out what was going on, what that was all about. Because they were trying to hinder us back then. You see right here, hindered by enemies. You know what I mean? So we have enemies today still trying to do the same thing. Because they want to take some part in this building of the temple. But the key is that they'll have a part, but it ain't going to be the main part, okay? We build the house unto our God. That's why when you go over to the measurements in Ezekiel, right, in the book of Ezekiel, when it gives the measurements out, the Most High says, he says what? Show the plan to the house of Israel and let them measure it. Okay? So it wasn't like Moses, because Yah only transmitted to Moses what the tabernacle was supposed to look like, right? Then he only transmitted to David what the actual measurements of the first temple was supposed to look like, which David gave over to Solomon, right, to build, right? Well, the third temple is different. He gives that over to the entire nation of Israel that you read over in Ezekiel chapters 42-48, okay? But only we can build, the house unto Yah, man. All right, ain't nobody else going to be able to do that. All right, because you can see they were saying the same thing back here. So Zerubbabel and Joshua, they told him, look, man, we're going to build this house. This ain't got nothing to do with the strangers and all that. All right, we're going to build a temple unto Yah, and we certainly going to do it. So it ain't nothing that the Rothschilds or the Zionist Jews can do by themselves. You know what I mean? They can't even build it no way. Okay. Now, whatever we decide, we want them, like I said, to build up the walls and do different things. We'll have different jobs for them to do, without a doubt. Though I'm those who Yah spares, right? Okay. And like I said, we haven't decided on a look just yet. You know, some of this, you know, I don't know. That might be a little heathenish, you know, a little bit of lodge, you know, off in there. You know what I mean? It's cool, but I don't know if that's going to work for Yah. You know, we're not sure. That's more like probably what we're going to build, something like that when the time comes, all right? But very, very important things that I talked about in this video. Please go do your due diligence and research about all the things that I told you about. Then just go to God and ask God, are these things true that this man has spoken? Okay? Because a lot of these plans they've been wanting to implement for a long time. They just see it getting close to, you know, time for, you know, the Most High to get this last and third movement out of here, right? The government arm, and you know, they're trying to, you know, position themselves for it, you know, by doing this or doing that, or, you know, even something heinous later on in the future. Like I said, it's female worship and all that. It ain't ever going to happen. Is that anywhere in the book? I ain't never seen that nowhere in the book. Has anybody seen that? Okay. Has anybody seen that? Netanyahu? Has anybody seen that? I haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. But they mean business, man, about some of these things. But God is going to guide it, whether it be for good or whether it be for evil. So we're going to let them do whatever they need to do. And then the Most High, if he needs to, he'll apply Isaiah 14 to the top of the triangle, which we hope doesn't happen, because that means the whole entire top of the triangle get knocked out. Everybody. Go read Isaiah 14 for yourself. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm not going to get into that. So we need the top of the triangle to make peace with Yah and cooperate like the Most High told him to do. Isaiah 27. Make peace with Yah. And do what? Cause the children of Israel to take root back in the land of Israel. So that, in other words, there ain't nothing that can stop it. Okay? Because God going to work through them for good or evil. So hopefully he going to work through them for the good of mankind and not for evil. Now, for those who chip themselves and those who end up getting that, you know, if you should stay in the United States, because, you know, that's probably coming because, you know, they got that whole new program coming in 2023, 2024, right? Called FedNow. Go look up FedNow. Okay? Digital dollars, different things like that they got coming up in the future. So that's probably definitely going to happen when at least in the United States. Like I said, I haven't seen it in China as yet, even though they're the ones who developed it, but I haven't seen it. Okay, they use phones and QR codes. Probably the smartest thing you could ever do. That way you don't get resistance behind it. You know what I mean? So that's that. So thank you guys for listening. I know that was a lot to listen to. So go back over this and listen to this a couple times so you can digest everything that I just said, because it's a lot, okay? But that's what's behind all your coronavirus and all that stuff, man. All right? Now, it's an op. Yeah, it's an op. It's an op. They want to see how people are going to react to different things, you know, either now or in the future, or even within the next 6 months for whatever, you know, sinister programs that, you know, they want to use against people, you know, depending on what they want to do. Depends on how Yah wants to see it, you know. So, because if you're not going to worship Yah and you're an idolater to the Most High, someday it's going to eliminate you. Now, whether it's through very chips or whether it's through nuclear arms, you will be eliminated without a doubt. Okay? Because Yah is one and his name is one, right? Zechariah, right? And only he is going to be worshipped, right? Nobody else. Okay? Ain't going to be no more idolatry. Ain't going to be no female worship or anything else. We're going to all worship Yah, the true God who created all of us. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening. It's going to be a great day when we get this done right here in front of you. Third Temple. It's going to be a great day when we get that done. And that's our goal. So we can worship the true God and he can give us those magnificent blessings that he's going to give to mankind, and especially for your children. Okay? after you. How magnificent that is. Thank you all for listening. Like I said, listen to this video a couple times to digest all these things. Then, after you digest it, go look it up. Go look these things up, these Georgia Guidestones, these Verity chips, these 5G robotic churches and news media. Yeah, they're not even going to have that no more. They're going to have robots talking to you on the news. They already got these things in China. See, they're already doing, test pilots for these things. Okay? They already have it going. So it ain't, don't think it's far-fetched or they can't make it happen. Okay? Or female worship. Like I said, throw Joe Biden in it if they can. Get rid of Donald Trump, right? Let the economy crash on him. Chip everybody. Throw Joe Biden there for 6 months, then throw a female up there. Okay? Try to get rid of me, I guess. Whatever the case is, throw a female in Israel. See what I'm saying? See? Watch these plans. The Most High reveals all these things to me. Tells me way ahead of time what these people have in their heart to do. But they're not going to be able to accomplish it. Okay? Because Yah is the king. And he's the God of this earth and nobody else. Not the top of triangle is not the God of the earth. Yah himself. And they better start fearing Yah. YHWH. Like I said, and make peace top of the triangle if you're listening. Thank you guys for listening. Believe or don't believe. It's your choice. Peace. Y'all bless.